Alright, guys, welcome to Let's Talk Comics. And today I want to talk about Heroescon Day 1. I took quite a sizable stack of books to get signed, and this is what I got done yesterday as far as stuff I got signed. So, right here on top, did you hear what Eddie Ginn did? Done. Did you hear what Eddie Ginn did done? Did you hear what Eddie Ginn done? And I got Eric Powell. He was the artist. Sorry, I've had way too much caffeine this morning. Eric Powell was the artist on there. I got him to sign it. This is right here on the inside. I asked him just to make it out. Have people make all my stuff out to me. Very cool. Now, this was probably the highlight of my interactions yesterday. Tom Scioli signing my Fantastic Four Grand Design. He did this little quick sketch of Ben Grimm, the Thing. Tom Scioli, really good talker, really engaging with people that come through. Talked to him quite a bit about Fantastic Four movie, about the He-Man movie, the gap between the current generation and us Gen Xers and what they're into. You know, just a really, really good guy to talk to about current, pop culture stuff, comic book stuff or whatever. Really enjoyed this. Art Adams, I got him to sign this copy of Buffy. Got him to sign it right in there. Got him to sign this copy of Action. Got him to go real old. I like it really old school on newsprint like this. And then Star Wars New Hope. Before I had a chance, I wanted to get him to sign it right here because this is like a cardboard type. But before I could say anything, he put it right here on the bottom. So, not a real big deal, but kind of, he was in the zone and he was signing, so I didn't have a chance to stop him, which is on me, I guess. Tom DeFalco signed my Amazing Spider-Man trade paper, or annual, which is the first Speedball right here. Now, hopefully I can get Ron Friends, since he did the cover right here with John Romita Jr. Hopefully I can get Ron Friends to sign this today. Then I also got Tom DeFalco to sign this Marvel 2-in-1 annual. And I got Ron Wilson to sign it as well, the artist on there. I don't want to really, Tom DeFalco, really good guy. Very humble, very humble. And like I said, I don't want to say anything bad about him, but like I said, he's too humble. Tom DeFalco is too humble. He really, previously interactions I've had with him, I told him how good his Thor run was and how I feel like he doesn't get enough credit, and it's not mentioned in the same breath as the Simonson and the Lee and Kirby. He shot that down quick, fast, in a hurry. He was not having that at all. He was like, no, not even. Then I got Howard Mackey and John Romita Jr. both to sign this copy of Hearts of Darkness. Very glad to get this done. This was the book to have in the 90s. And then I got JR to sign my Daredevil Man Without Fear trade paperback. Now, one of the really cool things that I picked up when I was standing in line with Howard Mackey is he was saying that Marvel Editorial did not want the 90s Ghost Rider book to be launched. They really pushed back against it for some strange reason. He said they went ahead and got it done anyway. And it's so insane that they pushed back on that because, Danny Ketch Ghost Rider book was one of the books of the 90s. That thing was printing money. Marvel made a ton of money with that Ghost Rider book. And if you had Ghost Rider in your book, if he was a guest star, you made a ton of money. So that's like a really cool behind the scenes thing that I picked up from standing in line with Danny Mackey. Let me get my New Warriors trade paperback. Now, this is the New Warriors trade paperback. I got Tom DeFalco to sign and Mark Bagley. Tom DeFalco signed this book because this reprints Thor 411 and 412, which is the first appearance of the New Warriors. And Bagley was the artist on the first 25 issues of New Warriors. I think this was Bagley's first ongoing Marvel book. I know he was on Strike Force Mortori, or however that's pronounced. I know he was on that book, but I don't know if he was on it as an ongoing. And besides, that was outside of Marvel continuity. But when I got Tom to sign this, I told him, I said, I know you were not really as responsible for the New Warriors book taking off the way it is. I said, but they always got your start. They always got their start in Thor. And he told me that he said, he goes, I will never stop. He says this jokingly, by the way. He said, I will never stop holding a grudge against Fabian and Mark because they did such an incredible job on New Warriors. They did a job way, way, way better than I could ever do. And then when I went over there to get Mark Bagley to sign it, I told him what Tom said, and he just kind of laughed, and he said, yeah, me and Fabian were really, really hungry at the time. So, like Mark said, because him and Fabian were so hungry and ready to get at it, they just poured everything they had into it. So that is everything I got signed on day one of Heroescon. Notable omissions are my Daredevil by Stephanie Phillips and my Absolute Wonder Woman by Hayden Sherman. Now, their line was absolutely insane. Hayden Sherman's line was full-on superstar line. So Hayden Sherman officially has arrived. I might try again this morning, but I'm not sure. So I kind of want to gauge it as best I can. I've got a couple other smaller books I want to get signed. But Stephanie Phillips and Hayden Sherman are the white whales for today. I'll have to see how that goes. But this is everything I got done yesterday. And stay tuned for a video coming up here shortly of... actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and grab it right now. These are all the pickups I made yesterday. Now, this is very much a hodgepodge of books. A lot of this stuff is just covers and stuff that I saw pop up on Twitter that really grabbed my eye. This Superman book right here. Lois is in hell, and you've got Superman right here being presented or confronting the two demons and the doors to hell right here. So I thought this was an incredibly cool cover to pick up. This was $16. I got First Simpsons. I recently got really big into The Simpsons again. Watching the cartoons on Disney Plus reminded me how much I liked it. $50 is a little bit more than I wanted to pay. I was kind of hoping to get it for about $40, but I saw it and didn't want to walk around and miss it. And what's $10? That's not even, really worth bitching about, honestly. And this was another really cool cover I got. Mystery in Space, number 82. You've got Adam Strange right here. He's split between two worlds, because he is from Earth, but he's a champion of the planet Ran. So you can see he's kind of being torn apart right there. Really cool cover. Now, Sergeant Rock, this is I picked this up for $5. If you've ever seen the movie Predator, this is the comic book that Hawkins is reading at the end of Predator when they're showing the credits, everybody's name and little pictures of them. I saw it and I was like, you know, I was like, that would be kind of cool to have. Then I got an issue of Darth Vader that I needed for my run. Then I've got Invincible Iron Man, number 120. This is the last issue I needed of Iron Man to have from Volume 1, 100 to the end of Volume 1. And this was another really cool comic book that I picked up based on the cover, GI Combat. Now this guy here, his booth, he had this at 50, but cash purchases, see he's got a sticker right here, $50. Cash purchases are half off. So whatever sticker he has on there, if you're paying cash money, you get that for half. So very good pickups on day one, very small pickups, kind of all over the place. Like I said, most of the books I need, I've filled up throughout the year, so not really hunting anything in particular. Got a couple things I got my eyes on. I hadn't even really dug through any back issue boxes or anything, so we'll see how the day goes. See if I can get a couple more cool covers, maybe some more GI Combat. There's another one that I want, another GI Combat I want that looks really, really badass, and that is issue number, I think it's number 81 or something like that. 81 or 82, something, but we'll see. So that is everything from day one of Heroescon. About to head out the door here shortly. Go ahead and get day 2 started. Hopefully you guys are having a good weekend, and I will have updates from day 2 later on. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.